Hello everyone. Today I'm going to do a reaction to Draw My Life, Chris and the Mic. Now, I do not own this. This is all completely by Chris and the Mic. So go ahead and subscribe to him. I will leave a link in the description to his video. So let's do this.
Welcome to my Draw My Life.
Real quick, I just wanted to say I'm sorry I don't have the front camera. Tried to fix it. It won't work.
For those of you that don't know me, I'm Chris and the Mic, your favorite YouTubers extraordinaire.
Yay.
You've all been requesting this for years, and
Yeah.
I am finally ready to deliver. This Draw My Life is not meant to depress you. It is meant to provide you with hope,
I think it's gonna sound
inspiration,
sad,
and
yeah.
strength. So, here we go.
Yay.
I grew up in a rough part of ghetto Los Angeles, California.
Uh-huh.
My father also grew up in this rough neighborhood, and my mom immigrated from El Salvador to this rough part of town as well.
Why?
They had relationship problems like any other couple, but this was different.
Oh.
My father was an abusive, cheating, drug-addicted, manipulative husband, while my mother knew little English and was very naive. My father's downfalls were caused by his anger towards how he was raised, and he loved to reflect this anger onto his loved ones, including me. I was verbally and physically abused daily my whole life by him. My mother would always try her best to protect me, and she would divert his anger towards her instead. If I did something wrong, I would get hit.
Oh.
I remember when I was 6 or 7, my parents were arguing about something, and I just wanted to get away. I rode my bike to the library without permission to go play games on their computers. My parents somehow found me, and I got a black eye that day. My father didn't let me go to school until my eye healed to avoid questioning from authorities.
That sounds like something.
Another time, I was stuffed in a closet for hours at a time. One time, there was a pair of scissors in the closet during my punishment, and I cut every single sleeve off of my father's clothes.
Good job.
He had to replace his entire wardrobe. I was never put in the closet again after that.
Yay.
When I was 9, my mother really wanted me to have a better life, and in order to do that, she decided that growing up in that part of LA was not going to cut it.
Well,
So, she took a job at a strip club to make extra money for a down payment on a home in a better neighborhood. I was so excited for a new life, a bigger house, and a fresh start.
Yay.
I thought everything would be alright. But it wasn't alright. My mother continued to work at the club, and my father grew really jealous, and he accused her of cheating on him.
Well?
One night, their argument grew way too intense, and when I came out to see what was going on, I witnessed my father choking my mother.
Oh, gosh.
Man, I flung my little body at my dad as hard as I could to save my mom. She was my protector. But in this case, I became her protector. And to this day, she says I saved her life that night.
It is kind of good drama.
Another night, my mother never came home from work. She grew strong and refused to return home to him.
Well,
my father was a wreck, and he would never be the same again. They decided to get a divorce. Throughout the whole process, my father would manipulate me into thinking my mother was the most horrible person in the world, when in fact she was the smartest and the sweetest person.
Well, don't listen to him.
I was told that I had to choose who I wanted to live with. I was angry, and I felt abandoned by my mother, and chose to live with my father.
Why?
Because of my choice, my mother let my father have the house during the divorce so that I can grow up there and not have to move to another place. She felt that she worked so hard to get that house for me, and didn't want me to lose it.
Oh.
My father exited mentally. He broke down, he quit his job, and we started to lose lots of money. At one point, we only ate canned food from the 99-cent store. And he was still verbally and physically abusive.
Oh.
Then he met my stepmother, and she brought along her 2 daughters, my new stepsisters.
Well, I gotta do something funny.
Eventually, my father and stepmother's relationship fell apart. They stopped sharing a bedroom together, and things got really weird in the household. My dad started to do things he wasn't supposed to, and the household tension grew and grew and grew. At 16, I got a job at a bowling alley, and the day I got my check, my dad started to charge me rent. I was livid.
Of course you were.
I grew very depressed, and to get away from the weirdness of that family, I immersed myself into the world of video games.
Yeah.
I continued paying rent, and then I went to college. I decided to major in micro. Despite all the continued abuse, I graduated with an AS in microbiology.
Good job.
But I grew more sad and more depressed, and played more games with continued abuse.
That was sad.
Then I started uploading videos to YouTube of my gameplay. starting to enjoy my outlook on game environments and wanted to get away from their reality just as much as I did.
Yay!
I started my biggest series ever, Minecraft Family. My father, stepmother, younger stepsister, and I played Minecraft together and acted like a normal, functional family.
Woo!
It was very fun for those brief moments of recording. But as soon as the recording was done, that fake reality was gone. People love that series so much because they also love seeing a family come together to play, but little did they know about the truth. If you watch the later episodes of the old Minecraft family, you can almost feel the tension between us.
Oh.
It's such a weird vibe.
Yeah.
I continued on to university to pursue my bachelor's degree, and that's where I hit up Lasada on Facebook.
Yeah.
She went to my old high school, but we never spoke to each other. I said, "Sup, girl," and we went on a movie date. Eventually, I told her about my home life, and she said, "You need to get the heck out of there, because it's really unhealthy." That's when I met Carflo.
Is he drawing this, or is this like a computer?
My only friend at the time. He found out more about my home life and told me if I ever needed a place to stay, I could stay in his living room.
Yay!
Sada provided me with strength to do what was necessary. That same night, I told my father I was going to move out. He tried to fight me, but I shoved him away and packed my stuff into my 1972 Volkswagen Beetle, and I moved to Carflo's living room.
Woohoo!
It was about a year later that my dad was arrested, and truths about the crap household that I lived in started coming out. That's when I flunked out of college and grew more depressed. I didn't know how to feel. My father's side of the family was very angry. They started to throw out all kinds of theories for why it wasn't his fault. All kinds of excuses for why my father is innocent.
Well, he's not, so.
And I went through 6 months of very expensive therapy for it. To this day, they still make excuses for him. They keep telling me I need to help him and appreciate him because he's my father. Well, yesterday my father pled guilty to his charges, and he's going to do 20 years in prison. I think in all the time he was in jail, I visited him about 3 times. And in all the 3 times, I saw the same lying, manipulative man. He was no longer my father, only a broken, deranged man. In the time that he's been gone, my life has improved immensely. My YouTube channel is doing great. I get to do it as a living. Carflo and I are the bestest friends. I recently got engaged with Lasada, and my relationship with my mother has greatly improved.
Yay!
Now that this whole mess with my father is over, I felt that I can finally share my life with you. I've never been happier in my life than I am now, and I hope I can make your days brighter by making entertaining videos for you. That's always been my goal, to put a smile on your face even on a crappy day, because you've all done the same for me. That's why I still upload, and why I was able to stay strong during these hard times. I hope to do the same for you. Also, if something weird is going on in your home, report it, question it, nip it in the bud immediately. Because not only did I suffer, everyone suffered, both family and victims. In this case, justice was served, but it was served much too late. Thanks everyone for watching and supporting me for as long as you have.
Well, guys, that's about it. If you did like this reaction video and you want more, like, per se, like I do a funny reaction to it, let me know. And good boy.